So today we're going to be talking about a lot of settings, a lot of gameplay tips, a lot of everything to make you guys a much better player in this game. You want better accuracy? I got you covered. You want to die less? I got you covered, guys. We're going to help you win a lot more gunfights and just be overall really, really good. Now, in the settings, I'm just going to go over those quickly. There's just going to be a few things in the controller settings that I want to help you guys with, and then we're going to get into actual gameplay tips to make you be a way better player. Let's get into it, guys. Modern Warfare 3 tips and tricks. Let's do it. What is up, guys? My name is Nick and welcome back to another Modern Warfare 3 video. Like I said, man, this video is going to be all about making you guys win more gunfights, helping you guys out in that aspect, and just overall be a lot more aware, know how to play, and just change your playstyle. A lot of stuff that's causing you guys to die that you could change easily. We're going to get into that. Now, before we do, if you guys could drop a like on this video, I would truly appreciate that. Sub to the channel, those notifications turned on, and let me know down in the comments below, what is your current KD in this game? Alright, let's get into like some of the things first. The ones that I want to talk about first is going to be the actual settings. Now, the settings in this game, they're very basic. We're just going to go over quite literally maybe 2 or 3 of them just to help you guys out. Now, I will say there's one that's really important that a lot of people overlook, and that's the controller vibration. Alright, you want to turn this off. You don't want it on. When your controller vibrates, your thumb moves with it, you're losing some sort of accuracy. It's just something so small, but once you get used to playing without it, you're going to be a lot better. The next thing is sensitivity. A lot of people think sensitivity, they have to copy the pro players and stuff like that. Guys, you don't, okay? They play on a very low sensitivity. They play on like maybe a 4 and stuff like that, and that's because these guys are literally pros. They know where the enemies are going to be at all times. They practice this thing day in, day out. They don't have to turn on people much. I would recommend playing a little higher than 4 and getting used to playing slightly higher than that as well. I currently play on 9-10, so horizontal 9, vertical 10, and I'm really comfortable at that. So you guys could kind of choose like what do you guys like as well. I would just try to find the most comfortable one that's fast enough to turn on enemies, but not too fast where you overshoot your shots. So sensitivity, I'm not going to tell you guys what to run, but I will say that you want to choose something comfortable. Now, I will say custom sensitivity per zoom, you're going to want to set this lower for the lower zooms, anywhere between 0.85 and 0.95 rather than 1.0. This is going to help you guys stick to those enemies, keep your shots on accuracy, and just overall hit them nicely and all that kind of stuff. Now, the last thing that I'm going to say in the settings is the actual dead zone inputs, and you're going to want to put your left stick minimum as low as you can, as long as you don't have stick drift. If you could put it down to 0, definitely put it down to 0, and your left stick max you're going to want to put to 40, your right stick minimum 0, and your right stick max 100. That's gonna be it for the settings, guys. Let's get into some actual gameplay tips, stuff that you guys could change to help you be much better players. Now, I'm going to say the first one I want to talk about is patience. It seems like everybody playing Modern Warfare 3 has lost all sorts of patience within this game. Patience wins gunfights, okay? I don't know if you guys saw the clip in the background where I literally stayed in a container the whole entire time. Why did I stay in that container, for example? Some people might think I'm camping. No, there was an SAE above, there was a VTOL above, there was a lot of random stuff above that if I knew if I got out of there, they were gonna eventually shoot me down. So I stayed in there, I stayed patient, I let the enemies come to me. Now, you could call it camping all you want, it doesn't matter. I got my swarm. You didn't. So if the enemies want to call me a camper, good for them. They probably went negative. I went super positive. I joined in late and I went like 23-5 or something. So if you guys see the scoreboard at the end of this, my team did horrible. I did really good. What did I do? I just let the enemies come to me. You got to kind of play like that as well. Don't start running like a headless chicken. It's going to cause you to die a lot. The more you die, the more angry you get. The more angry you get, the less focus you have. The less focus you have, the more you die. So trust me, guys, just play with a lot more patience and you will be a lot better. The next thing I want to say is centering, okay? That little dot in the middle of your screen is probably one of the most important things in the entire game. You want to have this pointed exactly where you think enemies are going to be coming out of. If you think there's going to be enemies at a doorway, while you're running towards that doorway or walking towards that doorway, don't have your dot pointed at the floor. Have it pointed at that doorway the whole entire time. So if an enemy does appear in the door, all you got to do is press L1 or L2, whatever you use to aim down sights, and you'll be able to drop that enemy so fast. They're gonna open that door. They're not gonna see you. They're gonna have, their brain is gonna like, it's gonna take a few milliseconds to kind of like realize that, oh yeah, there's an enemy there. I better start shooting. Well, you're already ADSing and shooting. So guys, that's actually really good as well. Always have that dot where you think enemies are going to be, and always pre-aim every single area. You don't want to just go in there blindly and run like a headless chicken. It's going to be awful for you. Now, the next thing I want to say, and this is something that people forget a lot when they're building classes, is to not forget any attachments that give you ADS and sprint to fire. If you're using assault rifles that are slower, you want to use attachments that are going to give you ADS and sprint to fire. If you have a gun that has horrible sprint to fire, I'm talking like minus 90% sprint to fire, and then you got a gun that has like minus 50 ADS, it doesn't matter how good that class is, how little recoil that class has. If you ADS so slow that the enemy's already shooting at you before you could even fully ADS, you're going to lose that gunfight, whether you have no recoil or not. So focus on attachments that give you recoil control, but also focus on attachments that give you ADS and sprint to fire speed. One of the most important things, a lot of people forget that. They either go for ADS and sprint to fire, or they go for recoil control and range. Guys, put them both together and you're going to start making better classes. You're going to see, or just go ahead and take some of my classes. They're pretty good. I'll say that too. Now, another thing I'm going to say is to build a habit of pre-aiming corners. So I spoke quickly before about pre-aiming. I want to get into it in a little more detail here. When you're running around the map, you could technically run like a headless chicken as long as you're pre-aiming corners and all that kind of stuff. When you're jumping around a corner, you want to have your crosshair pre-aimed. You want to actually ADS when you go around corners as well. I do that a lot. I'll jump around the corner while ADSing, so if there is an enemy right there, you gotta kind of know where the enemies usually are as well. When you jump that corner, maybe there's a head glitch in behind the corner or something, you gotta know that enemies are gonna be there. Go ahead and start pre-aiming and start getting to know the maps a lot more. You gotta pre-aim every single corner. Even if you're not ADSing, at least be aware, keep that crosshair centered while you're turning those corners and stuff, and look in every single corner as well. There's a lot of campers in this game, and when I say campers, I don't mean people doing it strategically. I'm talking about campers that literally sit in the exact same corner. They let you kill them, then they go back to that exact same corner, and it's just like, dude, what's the point of that, right? So make sure you guys build a habit of pre-aiming every single time. All right, now one thing I want to say that a lot of people don't do as well, and this is going to help you win so many more gunfights, and you're going to notice it. Then you're going to come back to this video and you're going to leave a comment and you're going to say, yo, thanks Nick, it really does work. I'm going to say, yeah, no problem, dude. I'm serious, guys. Start shooting while you begin to ADS. Do not wait until you are fully ADS before you start shooting. There's no point in doing that, all right? If you start shooting your gun, so let's say you shoot with L1 and R1, start pressing them at the exact same time while you go to ADS. And the reason you want to do this is because as you're ADSing, some of those hipfire shots are going to hit, and then once you fully ADS, 1 or 2 shots would have already hit the enemy, whereas if you didn't start shooting and you just ADS and then shoot, those 2 shots won't count, so you'll still be at 0 shots hit. So you'll be less you would have given less damage on the enemy, like 90 damage less to the enemy if you wait to actually ADS before shooting. So that's the big difference between life and death in this game. So if you start shooting while you're ADSing and you hit 2 shots, that's already like 90 damage right there. Then once you are fully ADS, you only have to do, what is it, 60 more damage on the enemy, like 2 more shots on the enemy to drop him. It's going to change the game for you guys. You're going to play a lot better and you're going to notice. Now, I'm going to say when you go for like long shots and stuff, don't do that. Obviously, this is mostly for like, I'd say 30 meters and less, maybe even 20 meters and less. But for up close and some sort of mid-range gunfights, you want to be shooting while ADSing, and it's going to help you guys out a lot. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, or I guess second to last thing, because I kind of got a bonus tip for you guys at the end. But the second last thing I want to talk about is to practice your snapping. And the best way to practice your snapping is not on enemies. The best way to practice your snapping is to go into a private match. Do not turn on any bots. Do not turn on anything. It doesn't matter. Go into a private match, and this way, once you're actually in there and you start ADSing, you're not gonna have any aim assist because there's no enemies or anything. This can actually help you guys out a lot. Stand like, I'd say 50 meters away from any object. It could be a tree, it could be a door, it could be a window. Make sure that you have 2 objects in that line of sight that you want to aim at. So let's say you got a door and then beside it you have a window. What you want to do is you want to get out of ADS, snap onto that window ADSing, get out really fast, and then snap onto that door as fast as you possibly can. Now, this might sound weird. It might sound like it's not going to help you guys out at all, but do it. Keep practicing, standing still, doing that, and then start running around and try to snap onto that window as fast as you can. Don't pre-aim it or anything. Make sure you're aiming away and try to snap onto it as fast as you possibly can. Try it with the door as well. Try running, try spinning around and snapping onto that certain object. And then once you actually get online, it's going to be a lot easier to aim. You guys are going to see with the help of aim assist is going to help you guys out a lot. You're going to see how easy it is to stay on target. It's going to help you guys out tremendously. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is private match as well. You want to turn on the maximum amount of enemy bots, put the maximum health, take off aim assist, turn it off completely, and set it to headshots only. All right, guys, the reason you want to do this, put it up to like 500 kills, doesn't matter. The reason you want to do this is because you want to start going for headshots without the help of aim assist, and the higher you put the health, the more you got to be accurate. Like, you got to be accurate for a really long time to drop someone at max health. So make sure that you guys go ahead and do that, and it's going to help you guys out at all. And then when you go back online, don't forget to turn on aim assist again, and you guys are going to be dropping people so fast. But like I said, man, if you guys can let me know your KDs down in the comments below, I would truly appreciate that. Sub to the channel if those notifications turned on. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you drop a big fat like on this one if I helped you guys out at all. My name is Nick, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.